This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Today we're working on a Bosch oven that on the bake setting doesn't heat up very fast. It does realize it's full temperature, but it takes way too long. So we're going to be replacing the bake element. We're going to make sure we unplug it or turn off the breaker so there's no power going to the unit, and then we'll be pulling the unit out. First thing we have to do is remove a couple of Phillips head screws in the upper left and upper right hand corner, and that'll separate it from the cabinet. Then get out the other screw, and then we can, here's a picture of the new element that we're going to be putting in, the bake element. So now we're just going to be pulling out the unit. Just kind of pull and wiggle. They are very heavy, so make sure you have something to support it. And this is the back panel. We're going to be removing the screws around the outside. They're Torx 15 screws so that we can get to the bake element, which is at the bottom. These are a few more of the screws we have to remove. You just got to get off the back panel. And then there's a lower panel holding in the bake element. So we'll remove the terminals from the bake element at the bottom. We're going to remove the screw holding it in, and we're going to remove the lower panel. It's being held in by a few screws. And then we can just pull the bake element out. You have to pull and wiggle. It's in there kind of snugly. And then we can see how that starts to come out, and we just keep pulling until we get the bake element all the way out. Again, here's what the new bake element looks like, and we want to make sure when we put it in that we have the terminals pointing up toward the ceiling at a 45-degree angle. We don't want to put it in upside down. So we're going to push it in, take your time, wiggle it in, and once you've got it seated all the way in as far as it'll go, then we're going to put the panel back on. Again, here's how we can tell which side is which. So we want these metal bars pointing down toward the ground. So we got it back into position, put the panel back on, we put the terminals back on, then we'll put the back plate back on. A lot of screws to hold that in. Then we'll push it back in, and we'll add the Phillips head screws to secure it to the cabinet. Turn the power back on, and then we can just set the clock and confirm that everything is heating up properly. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to our channel.